The lights are on, the train still stops, but this train station feels abandoned. Alright, currently we're at the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall / Chambers Street, New York City subway station complex. And what we're doing today is pretty much going to check out both stations since it's the complex. But there is two different stations. One of them is on the IRT Lexington Avenue line, and the other one is on the BMT Nassau Street line. Now, I do have a lot of viewers that are not from New York City, so real quick, the IRT Lexington Avenue line, that includes the 4, 5, 6, and I guess you can consider the 6 express train in there. And for the BMT Nassau Street line, that's the J and Z train. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of my viewers are not from New York City, so I feel like for this video in particular, I have to explain why the BMT and the IRT were once two separate systems and are now one combined system. So pretty much New York City back in the day had multiple private lines, and two of them were the Interborough Rapid Transit, which is the IRT, and the Brooklyn Manhattan Transit, which is the BMT. So pretty much each of these systems had their own routes, their own train size, and were under different management. So eventually the city ended up unifying these systems under one network, which is why today you can ride from the former BMT lines to the IRT lines. Anyways, before I go upstairs and show you the IRT Lexington Avenue lines and the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station, I want to show you real quick, like a quick mini tiny tour of this particular station, Chambers Street. Alright, so Chambers Street on the J line looks like a glimpse into like the subway's past. Worn tiles, cracked beams, and like dark corners that make it feel like half abandoned. And in case you didn't know, Chambers Street was once meant to be like a grand hub, and pretty much now like parts of the station now sit unused and in decaying conditions, and it's one of the few stations where you could still see like the age and like neglect of the old system. Anyways, shortly we're about to go check out the IRT Lexington Avenue line and the other station upstairs. But before we do that, I just want to show you the end of this platform real quick, and so you can see the condition that the station is in. Anyways, right off the bat, you can see a lot of things wrong with this station. You see rusty beams everywhere. You see the paint falling off the ceiling, the tiles breaking, and what they pretty much do is just paint over and over and over. And you know, any cracks they'll cover it, and that's how it's been going on for years. This station needs like a serious renovation done to it. Anyways, so that's the end of the tour of Chambers Street. Now we're gonna take the stairs to go upstairs and check out the City Hall station, where we're gonna check out the 4, 5, and 6 trains. Wait a minute, did I say City Hall or did I mean Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station? Well, you're in for a treat, because not only are we checking out the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, which is the current station, we're also going to check out the former City Hall station that you can still see when you ride the 6 train around the loop. Anyways, I don't know why I said upstairs, because we sort of gotta go back downstairs, but I don't think anybody wants to see this part, so I'm just gonna fast forward this passageway. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know this already, but for my viewers that are not from New York City, these two stations are connected and it's all under one fare. So right now we're reaching the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station, and this side right here is pretty much where the 6 trains that are coming from the Bronx stop at, drop off the passengers, and then they enter this loop that is going to pass through the old former City Hall station, and it's going to go to the opposite platform on the other side, and that side, the 6 trains go back up to the Bronx.
ready to close the doors. Last stop.
Now, I wanted you to hear that announcement because I wanted you to see that once the train drops off the passengers, you're not really supposed to be on this sixth train till it goes around the loop. Because once it's in the loop, it's going to stay idle for like 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm sure they prefer not to have any passengers in the train. Now, in a few seconds, we're about to see the former City Hall station, and I'm going to replay it so you could see how beautiful that station was, and I could give you a quick little history on it. Okay, so the City Hall station, which is also known as the City Hall Loop Station, is right under City Hall Park, which is right next to the New York City City Hall. Now, when they first built this station, it was for the IRT as the South Terminal to be part of New York City's first subway line. Now, City Hall, the station that we're currently viewing, opened on October 27th, 1904, and it was one of the original 28 stations of the New York City subway. Anyways, from my understanding, the reason that they closed this station was pretty much, as most stations were able to accommodate trains that had 10 or 11 cars, this station itself cannot hold a train that long, and it also leaves like gaps because, it's curved, and also it's right next to the City Hall Brooklyn Bridge station. Now, I'm sure that there might be other reasons, but to me, in my opinion, those were the two biggest reasons why this station was closed. So right now we're at the part where I told you that the train pretty much stays in the tunnel for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm gonna fast forward this part and we're gonna be right back at Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station. Now, I figured that nobody wants to sit through another, station tour. So this is pretty much how the station looks. And that was the 6th train that's going back up to the Bronx. And now this is the 4th train that's also going to the Bronx. So this is where I'll be ending the video. Let me know how you enjoyed this video in the comments below.